Hi, I'm here at Summit Rock, my home course in Horseshoe Bay, Texas, and I want to talk a little golf business to you. It's just information. I'm not saying anything's bad or good, but I want you to understand what's happening to the game as time goes on. When I got out of college and I tried to play the PGA Tour, I wasn't good enough, I didn't make it, but I had a set of clubs and I kept them lied and loft so I knew how far they went. And this is an old piece that I've saved off of that lie loft machine. And across the bottoms, it shows the lofts of the clubs, a 1 through an L wedge. Now, in the old days, the lie is in the middle, and forget that. I want to talk about the lofts of these clubs, because in my day, when I was hitting wedges, pitching wedge 120 yards, the loft of the pitching wedge was 50 degrees. The sand wedge was 55, the L wedge was 60, and I have an extra lofted wedge at 64. I carry 4 wedges. But in recent years, manufacturers have wanted to promote their magic shafts that hit the ball farther, and their unique metals and their weighting systems and all of that. And what they've done, instead of really having those magic systems, they've put longer shafts and lower lofts on low irons. In other words, the pitching wedge of today is the length and the loft of the 8-iron when I came out on the tour. Now, is that a pitching wedge or is that an 8-iron? It's the length and the loft of an 8-iron, but it has a PW on the bottom. You hit it farther, not because the shaft is magical or the head is made of some exotic metal. You hit it farther because the shaft is longer, the head has less loft, it's really an 8-iron and it should go an 8-iron distance, and it does. But they call it a pitching wedge. So how do you fill in behind the pitching wedge? If all of a sudden you're hitting your pitching wedge 15, 20 yards farther, you gotta have something behind it. So we have gap wedges now. We have gap wedges, we have mid wedges, we have pitching wedges that are really 8-irons. The 8-iron of today is the 6th-iron of my time. Now, that's okay, it's not bad, but just understand, you can't keep de-lofting clubs, because when you get to the 1 and 2 and 3-iron, they have such small lofts, low lofts, they can't get them airborne anyway. You can't hit a 2-iron in the air if it has less than 20 degrees loft on it. So if the lofts of the long irons can't be lowered, and the lofts of the most lofted wedges can't be increased, why are you moving your 6, 7, 8, and 9 irons to lower lofts so that you can hit them farther, and you have to carry more wedges? You know, Phil Mickelson has 5 wedges in his bag. He takes 5 wedges to every tournament. And he only plays with 4 of them. He finds out which one he doesn't need. But you may have to do that. You may have to add extra lofted wedges. You may have to add gap wedges and mid wedges and pitching wedges behind your 9 and 8-iron, because you're going to hit those so far. Understand, it's not you, it's not bad. It's just the game we're playing today, and you have to understand it so you have no yardage gaps in your short game. Inside of 150 yards, I want you to, every 15 yards, have a club. I don't want big gaps in here, 30 yards, where you don't have a club to hit with. Spread your wedges out, get as many as you need to fill in the holes, and the longer you hit your 9 and 8-iron, the more wedges you need. Understand it? Play the game better, shoot lower scores, have more fun. That's what it's all about.